You're Danish.
a ver si me pincha. ¿Estás solucionado? Pero voy a entrar en el menú. Voy a hacer un cambio de ganancia.
Qué bueno que hace española. Pelado,
Lo subo ahí, perdón, vale.
Claro, ¿y en qué parte de esa historia?
Toda la cobertura al máximo, pero no funciona. Ojalá, por cierto, la manera
no escuché. No, do you want to use this is my cable?
Because I love the sun and you can always put the picnics. No, this is my first I will take you a picture of the Well, nobody will know what they are seeing, but That's good to know. Great.
Yes, that's.
I'm just trying to get to the right people that if they need to help, and anything that is left over,
Great, great.
I'll bring it little by little.
Thank you.
Supponiamo che ci si stia puntando. Ma perché non lo facciamo in posizione? No, perché dopo, quando si leva il pelo. Tanto questa è una prima prova.
Ok, parto a...
Aspetta, tu chiami quando.
L'aereo va per 20 secondi, faccio il countdown.
Allora, ecco, 20 secondi. Questo non ti dai i secondi, ti dai 10 secondi.
No, i secondi sono qua.
Ah, non era. Hai sbagliato.
Perché ora non c'è più l'ora.
Perfetto, ho capito. Ho capito.
Quindi da 20 a 10 loro che muovono. Ok.
Beh, non serve togliere adesso. Facciamolo molto dry come runs. Ah, vogliamo fare veramente la.
Sì, anche perché così capisci quanti secondi ci impiegano.
Allora, ai 10 voi levate più. 10. Ok, intanto inizia a contare ai 20. Aspetta, quando lui dice finito, anzi quando te dici finita, ok, finito,
appunto
Facciamo che ora è finita.
ah, mamma mia, che professional, cioè
Mica si frigge con l'acqua qua, gente. Intanto il sole
dai, sì. Quindi basta tirare fuori
Allora non lo so.
l'ha messo in certo, l'ha messo in campo a quel punto.
Finita le kiss.
tappo, tappato. Io dirò cis chiuso, come dico. Vai, vuol dire secondo scritto.
Poi dopo, vabbè, ma i dati sono dopo, non durante il viso.
No, no, io ho detto tutte le kiss.
Ah, finita proprio, tutto, si è votato solo.
No, no, è
Come
finita la
fai? Deve
totale.
darti col coso puntato sul sole.
Ma questo,
No, aspetti che il sole va giù. Sono dark. Sono dark.
dimmi quando è finito, inizio, dopo.
Scusa, però poi dopo calma, ma perché io devo sapere anche quando è finita di finalizzare. Se me lo dice lui.
Certo, lui ti dice, rimetti i filtri.
Ma non arrabbiarti, perché io non lo so, quindi tu magari sei più...
No, allora, quando è finita, te lo dice. Io c'ho 5. Quando si farà Cino, sarà comparso 2. Quindi nel prossimo evento, lui ti segna sempre il prossimo evento, ti dice quanto manca il prossimo evento. Quindi mentre siamo in totalità, ci sarà un countdown e si dice quando sarà il prossimo.
Ok, perfetto.
Quindi quando questo va a 0, e C3, a quel punto le dice troppo.
Lei è libero? Vai Valerio.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're watching from, and welcome to the live coverage of the 2026 total solar eclipse here. Now, of course, we are in, well, I'm not in Spain, but the camera view here is in Spain. Now, personally, I'm from the Netherlands, so the 90% solar eclipse here will be earlier than the totality here, but I'm hoping that we can get my camera feed on just to show you how dim it gets. So yeah, so you can see the sun just going past the camera here. Of course, we are also hosting a TGG clean feed stream. If you want to check that out, you can head over to the clean feed stream and only have the TGG logo and the broadcast we are showing you. Now, reminder, we are also live on the Bravo Yankee Tango channel, which is our partner we work with. And this broadcast for the people at Bravo Yankee Tango will be hosted in English, as this TGG has always been hosted in English. So, with that, just chilling here, because I don't think there's anything to do, really, in the next 1 hour, 30 minutes, at least here. So, if you guys want to talk, have any questions or anything, make sure to ask them in the chat. But until then, we're just gonna chill here. Believe we also have a multi-view of there are no names for the multi-view, so I just called them whatever. Broadcast feed 1 and broadcast feed 2. I just called them whatever. So I could also, what I can do, I can give them a no. Well, I cannot give them a no name now. It's too late now. But yeah, this is how things are looking. Now I basically let this run all day, and for the people on Twitch or seeing the multi-view, kind of spoil it too much because then everyone looks at the multi-view stream. Don't want that. We've been running for 3 hours, but because they've been live for a long time as well. The views we're getting have been live for a very long time here, and will be for the duration of this eclipse. So on the main stream, you can see 2 shots of the sun from 2 different locations, and now just 1, but both still from different locations. And you can see the beach. A reminder: the solar eclipse today will be, I believe, yeah, it's still before sunset, but I believe half an hour after the eclipse there will be sunset. So I don't think I will be able to see personally from where I'm at, because yeah, the sun is way below the houses and stuff. But we will probably notice it getting dimmer outside. A little more gray, I should say, grayish. Now, I've personally never seen the sky get grayish before, so it's going to be pretty cool seeing it get a little more darker, even in this almost sunset conditions. I don't want to say darker too much, because it's not really. I don't know how to explain it. And it reminded, that's just from what I've heard, because I've never personally experienced it before. But that will change today. I'm unsure myself when the NASA broadcast will start. I believe it was going to start, I don't know, actually, hold on. NASA. Oh, they begin 10 minutes, so dang it. Okay, what I think I'm gonna do, you're gonna have to hold on for a minute before I tell you guys what's up. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the NASA coverage on for a lot of the stream. If they are gonna have commentary, we'll have their commentary up. But of course, staying with these views we have now, and I'll interrupt, of course, a few times. Now, I'm just checking a few things. Now, for this stream, we will have. Why is it not working? Okay. For this stream, we will have the NASA commentary on. If you're looking on the clean feed stream, we will just have the views of the outside world here, where you're looking at right now. And also this. Beautiful sounds, I should say. Well, it's not really beautiful. It's just the sound of Earth, nature, I guess, and the streets and the beach and stuff like that. Because there's a drone shot on right now. I just want to take a look. Drone shot off the beach. It's kind of interesting. Drone shot off the beach, but yeah. That's something. Now, of course, the other shot we just had was from, I cannot pronounce it, so I'm just going to say Teruel, Spain. But you can see it on the bottom right of your screen, the location of where this is. Now, this is not, well, I mean, this is more at the beach at Spain, so it's probably, I would say, the left side of Spain or somewhere in between. I mean, they wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't a total, I think. So this is probably left side coast. And there you see people at the beach there. So, going back to the NASA coverage, I believe there's music playing. There is. I just want to check. Okay, it does not get picked up by the clean feed stream, I believe.
Something, you can reach me on the WhatsApp also. But I, no, yes, also, but I know she's gonna be filming. So, but you can. I have the computer. I have the computer connected. So with me, no, because yeah, in the laptop, Let me try. I'm gonna put this as
So once again, if you're just joining us here, you're looking at the 2026 total solar eclipse here, and there's beautiful views of the sun. And another view actually. I just want to get to that. Just give me a second. And there's that. Two suns. One is bright. One is perfectly stable in terms of views. You can see there. I just want to say, for people just hopping on the commentary stream, like I said on the clean feed stream, it says here, time of totality depends indeed on the location. So, Red Corey. Okay, Red Corey asked how depending where you locate, but this video is the location Spain. I think Red Corey and anyone else would locate with this vid. How long until totality in Spain at this location? I should actually put a countdown for them. That is maybe smart. Yeah, I got the. Yeah, alright. Well, cannot wait to see the solar eclipse here. We're still quite far away from that, so. Now, since we do got a little bit to go, we are going to travel to the NASA broadcast in about 4 minutes time. So just a reminder that will happen. Alright, so we'll put the NASA coverage on now, and until then, enjoy the views you're seeing here. We'll be back probably soon. Just realized it's gonna take a little bit before NASA starts their coverage. Still like 3 minutes out. Pages, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you here today. We're still quite far away from the solar eclipse here, so if you want to just relax in the stream, otherwise you can come back later to see the solar eclipse. Do want to remind here, once the NASA coverage starts, we will be only answering questions via chat on both Clean Feed and the normal stream. If you, of course, have any questions then. At the moment, just kids looking around, seeing the sun. I believe we're still at the roof. Monte Javelin, Teruel, Spain is where feed 1 is coming from. What will be annoying is I'm going to have to constantly switch. Because one has better views at one point and the other has better views at some point. So it's kind of annoying switching, but I guess that's what we're going to do. Iceland has thick clouds. Okay. Yeah, that might be annoying. They're just seeing the people, probably getting a tour of whatever is going on. If not. Okay, so NASA is live now for their coverage, so we're just going to head over to their coverage for a little bit here, and we'll probably be back with our own commentary once I feel like it.
Instant chills. I burst into tears.
There's no other feeling like it. It's insane.
Everybody should be watching.
Hello and welcome to NASA's live coverage of the 2026 total solar eclipse. We're at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center, and over the next hour or so, we'll be tracking the eclipse as it races across the North Atlantic and Europe. A total solar eclipse occurs when the moon moves between the sun and Earth and completely blocks the face of the sun, casting a temporary shadow on Earth. People located within the moon shadow, also known as the path of totality, will experience a total solar eclipse. The sky will darken briefly as if it were dawn or dusk. So weather permitting, people in the path of totality will see the corona, the sun's outer atmosphere, which is normally hidden by the bright face of the sun. Today's total solar eclipse will sweep across Greenland, Iceland, northern Russia, Spain, and a small corner of Portugal. Many other areas in the northern hemisphere are already or will soon experience a partial solar eclipse, including much of Canada and parts of the northern US. And for many along the western part of the eclipse path, such as mainland Europe and Africa, the eclipse will occur early evening, creating a rare opportunity to see a sunset eclipse. Over the next couple of hours, we'll be bringing you live feeds from telescopes across Europe and hopefully views of totality in Iceland and Spain. Thank you so much to our partners, Time and Date, Southern Illinois University, and Exploratorium for those views. During today's show, we'll be joined by experts to learn why celestial events like these ones are important to study, document, and experience. And I have an important reminder on that note. When watching a partial solar eclipse, you must always use the right protection. You can use safe solar viewing glasses like these ones called eclipse glasses, or a safe handheld solar viewer like this, or you can use indirect viewing methods as well. Regular sunglasses, no matter how dark, will not work and are not safe for viewing the sun. So be sure to stay safe. Now, let's head over to my colleague Ernie Wright, who can tell us more about where the action is happening today.
Thanks, Joy. I'm standing in front of the map that I made for the eclipse that we're going to experience today. We're looking down at the North Pole here, and the red stripe is the path of totality. Those are the locations that will experience totality today. As we animate this, you can also see the much broader penumbra shadow. That's where the partial eclipse occurs. But here comes the umbra shadow. That's where totality is happening, inside that little oval. It passes over the east coast of Greenland, the west coast of Iceland, and across northern Spain, where, as Joy said, they'll experience an eclipse within an hour of sunset, so they should have lots of opportunities for really beautiful photographs. And then as the eclipse progresses and that umbra disappears, West Africa will also get an opportunity to see a partial eclipse as that penumbra shadow sort of slides off the edge of the Earth here. Now, as we zoom up and look at Iceland and Spain, Reykjavik is here in that southwest corner of Iceland. We're kind of crossing our fingers for them because it's a little bit cloudy there right now. That umbra shadow is traveling over 2,000 miles an hour as it passes through the path and crosses the North Atlantic. And then it runs into Spain here, where we expect more than 15 million people will be watching this eclipse. Some of them on the beach in Mallorca right before sunset, so they should get some really beautiful photographs over the mountains to the west. Now, the situation in the US is going to look like this. That yellow line is the southern limit of the partial eclipse. So folks south of that line, you're not going to see an eclipse today. But if you're north and east of that line, you may already be starting to see the partial eclipse. It takes 2.5 hours for that partial shadow to pass all the way across the United States. So it's not like totality. You don't have to run out there at the exact moment. Some places will have a partial eclipse that lasts for almost 2.5 hours. Others, maybe just an hour. So this is the situation right now. Montana, your eclipse is over. The shadow is passing out of North Dakota, but Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, you're in it. The Northeast is also in it. And for folks in the Mid-Atlantic, you will be in it soon enough. Now, before you run outside...
For those of us here on the ground. On the other hand, we have an airplane that's now cruising at 50,000 feet above sea level that's preparing to observe the eclipse in just about 14 minutes. And we're going to be imaging the solar corona with an instrument that has 4 cameras on board, with observations ranging from visible light through near infrared all the way to the mid-wave infrared, which we often refer to as the thermal infrared, to make new observations of the corona and learn all about coronal structure and dynamics.
What is it about the corona, the sun's outer atmosphere, that we're still trying to better understand?
Well, you know, we've known for about 100 years now that the corona is incredibly hot. It is millions of degrees hot, even though the solar surface is only a few thousand degrees. And we're still trying to understand exactly how the corona's magnetic field carries that energy up from the solar surface into the corona to heat it to those high levels. Our observations today will open new discovery space with wavelengths that are very rarely observed, that will allow us to apply physics models to better understand how that corona is heated. We'll also be looking at the structures of prominences, or material from lower down that's kind of suspended in the corona that we're still trying to understand, especially in these infrared wavelengths where we don't have a lot of observations. And all of this will also help us to understand, of course, the sources of space weather that affect us here on Earth.
And so I know you flew this experiment and a similar one during the 2024 and 2017 total solar eclipses. What did you learn from those eclipses, and are you making any changes to your experiment for this eclipse?
In 2017, our first attempt at this kind of observation, we didn't even know what we were going to see. And measuring in the midwave infrared revealed new observations and new measurements that I think opened up the possibilities of lots of future experiments to try to better understand this emission from the sun. In 2024, we flew an upgraded instrument, the same one that's flying this year. It has 4 cameras measuring across 9 different wavelength bands. And we learned quite a lot, although we're still analyzing that data. So I don't have any results to share with you right now, except to say that we saw some amazing structures, and it'll be very interesting once we complete our analysis.
Yeah, I'm looking forward.
For this year, we're flying the same... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
For this year, we're flying the same instrument, and we're not making any changes to it from 2024, except that we're applying all of the lessons that we learned from the prior flights, including being able to fine-tune the observing time and the observing procedures. And of course, we also now have our data analysis pipeline that's already made from 2024, which will allow us to combine this data with the data from 2 years ago to make new scientific measurements much faster than we were able to do in the past.
Thank you so much, Amir. I know the plane is about to be capturing the eclipse in about 13 to 14 minutes, so best of luck out there, and thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure. Thanks so much.
So let's take a look at the telescope views right now. The partial solar eclipse has just begun in Spain. You can see a little sliver of the sun that's been cut off on the one of the sides. The moon has just started to move in front, and will take roughly an hour or so before it completely covers the bright disk of the sun. Thank you again to our partners for these beautiful telescope views of the solar eclipse. We're about 10 minutes away from totality in Reykjavik, Iceland. The telescope views there are cloudy at the moment, but what we're seeing in front of us are views from Spain, and hopefully the skies stay clear for Spain. And fingers crossed, that is what we want for a total solar eclipse, is clear skies. So before totality comes, we have a few minutes to show you different types of science NASA has been conducting in Iceland for years. Iceland is a great place for astronaut training due to its terrain. A few years ago, the Artemis II crew and the science team spent some time there to prepare for the Artemis II mission. Let's learn more.
Iceland is a really wonderful place. It's a great place of interest for geologists, but it's also a wonderful analog. On Artemis, we'll visit the lunar South Pole, we'll make observations from orbit, and we have a whole new set of science questions that we hope that Artemis astronauts will help us answer for the Moon and Mars, which are, of course, planetary bodies we're really excited about for human spaceflight. Specifically for the Moon, we have features here in Iceland that are geologically relevant to the Moon, and also just have a sense of scale and a sense of identity that really mimic what we know the lunar surface looks like. There's a reason Apollo astronauts trained here, and there's a reason we're bringing Artemis crew here now. This is just a really wonderful place to learn about processes that shape the Moon, and to really understand what it feels like and what it takes to actually navigate and do an EVA or a spacewalk on the lunar surface.
In Iceland, we are doing field work. We're training crew members. This is a key location for training for Artemis crews. Here we see in real time volcanic features that were created not long ago. It's a special place for doing training in geology. I'm here in Iceland training the Artemis II crew in geology. There's really transformational science that we can learn by getting boots back on the Moon, getting samples back, and being able to do field geology with trained astronauts on the surface and making observations that only they can make from that perspective.
It's a fantastic place here in Iceland to be able to train geology. Also, navigation skills are another big component of what we're doing out here in a beautiful environment like this, out here camping in the highlands.
Wow, what an office to work in. So later on in our coverage, we're going to be taking a closer look at the student ballooning experiments as well. And that's been taking place in Iceland for the past 24 hours. But now we're going to be chatting with Marie Henderson, who is the Artemis II Lunar Science Deputy Lead. She has experience training in Iceland and has a key role in the Artemis II Lunar Flyby data collection. Marie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me today.
So during the Artemis II mission, the astronauts were lucky enough to see a total solar eclipse from space. Not to be corny, but that's what I call sun and moon joy. Was that something that was planned from your side?
We knew that it was a possibility that we could have a solar eclipse during our lunar flyby. So months before, we prepared our lunar imaging procedures, some of that based on what we learned during the Apollo program, but also some that we learned from imaging that took place during the 2024 solar eclipse. And so we used that to prepare our cameras, but also once we realized we were coming up on a launch day, especially in April, where there was that possibility, we had to go back and we had extra time to train the crew on what they were going to be seeing during this eclipse and what types of observations the scientists were really excited to learn from them for.
Wow, what a lucky alignment of stars.
Yes.
Is seeing an eclipse from space any different from Earth? Did they see different things, and did they have to wear eclipse glasses?
Yes, the crew did have to wear eclipse glasses, and so we got those manifested, as you can see on your screen, for them to have to make safe observations. One of the large differences between what the crew saw as they went around the moon and from here on Earth is we looked at an eclipse through Earth's atmosphere, and so they didn't have to look through an atmosphere as they were going around the moon, so they were able to see the full extent of that corona as well as the zodiacal light in the solar system.
And how long was the eclipse up there?
It was about 53 minutes long, so they got a much longer chance to look at that eclipse.
Wow, what an opportunity. What was the day like for you in the summer?
It was a very exciting day. This was not something that we really knew exactly how it would be. And so we had just had a beautiful lunar flyby of the illuminated portions of the moon, and then we turned to watch this eclipse. And the descriptions that we heard coming down saying that they were, this is sci-fi, and they couldn't even imagine in this glow. We didn't see that in our coverage, but once those images started coming down that night, it was mind-blowing to see exactly what they were describing, and I wish I was there myself.
Same. Well, that's incredible. So Artemis II has just launched, and so we have Artemis III to look forward to. Can you tell me how you're preparing for that mission?
Yeah, so Artemis III is a different type of mission. We're not going to be going to the moon. We're actually going to be working in Earth orbit. And so this will give us an opportunity to test our human landing systems, which will be the spacecraft that we take down to the surface of the moon. And so we'll work to hopefully dock with one or both of the human landing systems. But we're also going to have an opportunity to do a lot of science at Earth, because this will be a new, unique orientation as well.
Wow, what an exciting few milestones to look forward to. Well, Marie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So if you've just joined us, take a look at these maps that we're showing you right now that's showing the path of the moon's shadow. You can see that it's close to reaching Iceland. We're about 5 minutes away from totality in Reykjavik. And over in Spain, you can see that we have about 45 minutes left until totality reaches them. So these are views from Villabarro in Spain that we're seeing right now. And if you switch back to the map, you'll see that the moon's shadow actually looks pretty slow as it's traveling across down towards Spain, but it's actually traveling at over 2,000 miles per hour. These maps were made by my colleague Annie Wright, who used various NASA satellite data to create super accurate maps for us. If you want to view and download them yourselves, you can visit science.nasa.gov/eclipses. So now let's welcome back NASA heliophysicist Dr. Kelly Corrick. Kelly, how are you feeling about today's eclipse?
I'm excited for everyone, and I know those clouds are a little worrying in Iceland. That's one of the reasons we have the plane, but also joyful to see the balloons that are going to be launched, as well as seeing it in Spain. So I'm really excited.
Yes, and I'm sure the NASA pilots must be excited as well in the plane.
Yes, exactly. It's a great view. It really is a great view from that.
So here we're seeing a live view from the WB-57 aircraft sensor right now. That moments away from seeing the moon shadow hit Earth and also chasing the eclipse. And we haven't actually seen the view of the cornea from the nose, but they will be capturing images once totality hits Iceland. And on the right-hand side, we're seeing a partial eclipse from Norway, which is really exciting. So we have places across Europe that will be able to witness a partial solar eclipse. There'll be many, many people here that will be able to experience this amazing celestial event. So let's see how many, we're about 6 minutes away from totality in Iceland. What do we expect to see right before totality?
Right, so right before totality, we're in that partial eclipse that's going deeper and deeper, and you start to see things go dark. So even if there are clouds, it's going to get a little bit darker. The weather is going to drop too, because again, you've blocked out some of the sunlight, so you're going to get cooler. There's some wind that'll pick up. So the eclipses are really full body experiences. You might also notice that animals react as well. It's not just humans that experience this, but if there are any animals, they might start to pretend that it's nighttime or realize it's nighttime and start to kind of nest. And this is very unique for that part of the world, because right now they're on almost 24 hours of sun. So they are going to be a little shocked by this. And so you'll be experiencing a lot of different things, even if you don't get to see the beautiful corona.
Yeah, I'm thinking about everyone on the ground in Iceland right now. They may be seeing clouds, but can you tell me, how does the climate shift when an eclipse happens? Because I've heard that the weather can change drastically.
Definitely. So from personal experience, in 2017, I was in South Carolina and there were thunderstorms. And during totality, it parted just around the sun and was able to actually fully enjoy the eclipse and see my first total. That was my first total solar eclipse. So there is hope that the clouds are influenced by that change in day-night, that eclipse that's coming through. So we're hoping that some of the winds and some of that changes could change things for Iceland.
Okay. So we're seeing right now on screen a live telescope view from Spain, and that's because the telescope views in Iceland are obscured by clouds. But as Kelly mentioned, I'm hoping that the clouds will part and the weather will change for them. Anything can happen at this point, right?
Right, anything can happen. And also, we'll talk about it a little later, but the balloon experiments, they are testing the atmosphere. The atmosphere of the Earth is still being affected, even if there is cloud cover, and that helps us with predicting weather models. So it's not just about the coronal science, which is something that I'm very passionate about, but it is also about understanding our planet and how it interacts with the sun and the light that we're getting from it. And you see, we're starting to see something in the WB57. It's getting very close. They were putting in there, so that's
okay. Wow. Okay, so everyone who's watching right now, the right-hand box, you will see the live views from the WB57 aircraft. That's where the NASA pilots are chasing the eclipse from the skies. So Kelly, can you tell me what are the benefits of observing the eclipse from up there?
From observing up there at 50,000 feet, wow, okay, so look at these are great. 50,000 feet, you're able to get above all the clouds. So they're above all the clouds, and we're able to, again, allow it to overtake us, so they get a few more seconds of totality. You saw that beautiful pink filament on the sun. That is something that Amir talked about, is that filament, that material that comes off the sun that can actually create space weather and affect our power grids here on Earth. It can affect our GPS, so if you ever use your maps to get anywhere, that's something that we need to understand and be able to predict. It also affects our astronauts, our dear astronauts, and making sure that they're okay. So those things are really important to study, and one of the reasons why we have the WB57. It's a little hard to see, but in the words on the right-hand side, you see that pink filament now on the WB57 feed, which is on the right-hand side, and so you can see it in the NVIS area, now kind of right in the center. You're seeing that prominence, and so this is amazing data, and it might not look as crisp as we're used to. We're used to 4K down here, but this is really data a scientist can love, because this is telling us very specifically about part of the data. So it's like taking only a little part of the TV stream in and really getting the information about the iron or the oxygen or the specific composition of what that's made of. And if we know what it's made of, we can do more science with it.
So we're about like a minute and a half away from totality in Iceland, and so we have a minute and a half for the clouds to part. So the sun view that you're seeing here, that is not of Iceland, but that is of the partial eclipse in Spain. Iceland is still being covered with clouds, but totality will hit them in about just a minute or so. And luckily our airplane, the WB-57 aircraft, they're going to be getting clear views of the eclipse from the skies. So we're going to be seeing what the camera on the nose of the plane will be seeing in roughly 1 minute, which is so exciting for them.
Exciting, yes, definitely. And you are starting to see some of the what would be a diamond ring effect. So those little pink things that you're seeing, this is what happens when light passes through the valleys of the moon. So you don't have a perfect circle of the moon, it has those craters, and there's that diamond ring effect.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so just absolutely beautiful. And that's when you still should have your glasses on, and when that ends, that's when we're able to do it. And I want to comment, this is an experiment, right? And so this is part of the reason why we're seeing kind of the arrows or the crosshairs go in and out. We are real time, this is real time live. How science happens is that we are trying to make sure to make adjustments and make sure we're getting an image.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we are 7 seconds down to totality in Iceland. This is really exciting. We're getting a shot of the ballooning experiment as well. This is the nationwide eclipse ballooning project. They've been launching balloons for the past 24 hours leading up to this eclipse. Just so exciting. And I can see that they're getting really excited as well, despite the clouds, because they can actually still collect data even though they can't see the eclipse. Is that right?
Exactly. They can still collect data. They are still experiencing a little bit of that darkness. It's obviously darker. See, it's definitely darker, even though you can't see the corona itself. And a little bit looks like sunset around the 360 degrees. And you know, hopefully we'll see this in Spain, where it'll be very vivid imagery there.
Yeah, so it looks like totality has hit Iceland, which is so exciting. You can see that the ballooning team is engulfed by darkness here, so that is so exciting. I can see them smiling. Oh my goodness. So why do we see a 360 degree sunset during an eclipse?
Because there is light on either side. It's just simply blocking out in that specific shadow. So it's like the sun has gone down just in that one location, but you know, the rest of the earth is still illuminated, so you still have that is images of the sky and the airplane. We are seeing the airplane.
Wow, so we have experiments happening in the air and on the ground in Iceland, which is so exciting. Wow. So, and then what we're seeing now is the partial eclipse happening in Norway. They will just be experiencing a partial, but in Iceland they are experiencing totality right now. We have experiments, balloons capturing data in the skies, and also a plane capturing data in the skies as well.
Yes, we do. And it's really interesting looking at the sun. There are some features, those lines that you see, the dark lines, those are magnetic features, and those again are the exciting things we want to know about for space weather, and so to better understand that. So the sun has given us some very interesting things to look at, and those experiments will really help us.
Yeah, and so this is why eclipse observations and eclipse chasing is so critical, because even though they happen often and even though we know exactly when they're going to happen, you never know when the weather will just obscure your view. So we want to take every opportunity we can to get observations.
Definitely.
So, okay, so if you were in Iceland and you were either seeing clouds or you were able to see the eclipse, please share your experience with us. We want to know what you experienced on the ground. Please tag @NASA wherever you're watching. So we have a lot of questions coming in here from social media. So Kelly, shall we dig into those questions?
Yes, let's dig in.
Alrighty, so we have Bo on Facebook, and they ask, are we really going to lose gravity during the eclipse?
No, we are not. Gravity, really, the stuff that sticks us to the Earth's mass has not changed because of this eclipse, and so we're going to stay grounded on this Earth.
Okay. Noted, gravity will not change. Okay, so we have another question from X, and they ask, how much can we actually learn about the sun during just a few minutes of totality compared to years of normal observations?
It's really about having all of the observations, right? We definitely need that totality because the moon just happens to fit so perfectly over the surface of the sun that we can see from that surface outward for that space weather, whereas some of our instruments aren't quite that close in. So we need to knit them together and use both the couple of minutes from the eclipse as well as the years of observations from our NASA satellites.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that we have both ways of getting observations.
Exactly.
So we have another question here from Elinu on YouTube, and they ask, why does the weather change in a solar eclipse?
That's a good question, and I think that's something still trying to be understood. But if you imagine you've stopped heating something up temporarily, so things sink, right? When things get cold, they tend to sink, and so the air is moving, and there starts to create winds. And when you create winds, you start to cool things down. So the weather changes due to just turning on and off the light alone, because the sun is so important to us in actually regulating our weather.
Wow. Okay, so we have another question here from Frank Perez on X, and they ask, for sending teams to do research in the path of totality, how do you balance the crew training value of Iceland's terrain against the statistical odds of clear skies in Spain?
And we definitely addressed both, right? There are great things to do with the atmospheric work, especially in the Arctic areas, for the balloons that we sent to Iceland, and then we have teams in Spain also doing that. So it was a balanced portfolio. We made sure that we had both types of experiments available.
Okay, thank you so much. So keep your questions.
All right, so welcome back, everyone, to the live coverage here of the solar eclipse. And I'm now going to just go with my commentary from now on, because I'm just going to say frick this feed that I'm on now. Since next up is basically I was going to say, this is weird going on. All right, so in 37 minutes, I probably felt. Ooh, that's just very unfortunate. Mosquito bite. Don't tell me. I'll actually get pissed. Anyway, we're currently getting some more views of the solar eclipse. View from ESA. Probably gonna have to put them in the description as well, I guess, if I haven't already. We're having ESA live feed from the same place in Spain, the same mountain, the same top. And we're looking at that right now. Just want to get the main feed back on. So I apologize for the loud sounds here. I might, let's see, do this. Alrighty. So we got more views of solar eclipse now. So we have uncut footage of this, which is never going to go to an audience, remember? Which is going to be useful for once it does go to totality, and then switching to another feed. So people just joining us, friends of friends maybe, because I heard someone invited someone. I don't know if you're still watching, but if you are, hello. Yeah, we're currently a little under 36 minutes until totality here in Spain, to roll Spain. So it's going to be very cool. Of course, the full 90% here in the Netherlands will be before that, about 20 minutes before totality here. So actually, that's going to happen. Ooh, it's already quite dim here, I should say. And I mean quite, but it's like, it's really. So about in 15 or so minutes should be totality, or not totality, 90% here in the Netherlands, which is 8:11 p.m. local time. we're back here. Now, from now on, this stream will have my commentary or one of my friends. I don't know who wants to do commentary. Did it cut away again? Funny to see that people have no idea that I'm live right now. Like friends have no idea I'm live right now. I still don't know why on connected apps on Discord it doesn't show my YouTube that I'm live. It's like, what? It's a little dim here in the Netherlands, so it's visible now. Time to share some of my live stream. But anyway, continuing on, you can see now it's still 30 minutes off, at least in Spain, I should say. So at the moment, it's just chill. Currently 30 minutes out until totality in Tour Spain. And 9 minutes until the maximum eclipse point in the Netherlands, at least for me. What I can personally notice here, it's a lot more dim. It's not as bright as it should be around this time point. Which is kind of cool. Even with this 90%, it's still still quite visible in the overall sky. I'll make a comparison from today at the timestamp and tomorrow exactly 24 hours later if it's not cloudy or anything, which it isn't, so that's good. So I'll make a comparison at exactly 8:11 and then 24 hours later tomorrow at 8:11 and see how much is gone dimmer, to say the least. But it already seems all to me, which means the solar eclipse is happening. It's already... I mean, it's close. It's much further than it is, let's see if there are any people out in the events. So Iceland is just about the solar eclipse, which is nice. There we go, people in the Netherlands. Oh, there you go. Get people out. There you go. Just seeing it from my phone. Absolutely awesome. Now the sun is already low. It's really nice to see all the shots from all over the world, or all over the world, what am I saying? Okay. And then of course, seeing those shots from Spain and the Netherlands. Currently about to make some photos of my own here. The commentary will be reduced again. Yo, you can see it. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's concerningly dim, is what I'm witnessing. It's concerningly dim, which is kind of scary because I've never seen a solar eclipse to this extent before, where it's 90%. Yeah, no, I've never seen 90% before in my life. I do wish also to experience 100% whenever I get to experience that in my lifetime. Probably not here in the Netherlands, of course, because next solar eclipse in the Netherlands is... just guess. It's... like, the next 90% is 2081, but after that, like, 2142%. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, in the next few minutes there will be maximum totality here in the Netherlands, and I will be going outside now to witness the beautiful skies in the Netherlands and make sure to record and stuff like that. So until then, enjoy the sounds and we'll be back shortly. Alright chat, I'll be right back now.
La que vos te le quites es esa. Si ahora te quieren una foto de esa ahí, vale. Pero nosotros vamos a quedar, ¿eh?
All right, welcome back. A very exciting 10 minutes, I should say. To describe once again, it is pretty much what I thought. It's so dim. It's dimmer than you would. It's just dimmer. It's like it's an odd 8 p.m. But that's the cool part. Anyway, I did make some pictures. I will share them with you all as soon as possible. It's pretty cool, to be honest. I'll probably share them on my socials. I'll tell you it's cool. That's the don't give. It's dark, but you see some. It's cool. But it's not over. The game's not over. The game's not over. We're still gods. But yeah, now that's over. We still got another one to look forward to in 10 minutes and 50 seconds. The one that most of you probably have came for to witness. And that is the solar eclipse over here. In Spain. I still cannot pronounce it right. Stupid for even doing it. Anyway. Again, I will release the photos. Not pretty photos, but it is some kind of picture of some kind of sword. Those photos will be shared later. Well, that is a very cool shot. Oh, it's just bright, but it's through the clouds. You can see it perfectly on this camera without any filter. Now, I'm scared for the camera's lens, but I believe it's fine. I mean, it's through thick clouds, so I hope it's fine. we'll find out soon enough. But there it is. Beautiful shots there. As we're 9 minutes away. And it's very close, too, so... The totality is going to be cool. Once again, we have those shots for you. I heard they have drone shots out of the area, so you can see how dark it actually gets once it happens. It's really cool. I've seen videos of it before. Personally, haven't seen 100% solar eclipse before. Yeah, I'm going to see it in recording action again here. So, hopefully a cool shot of how dark it gets. So, yeah. Here we can see once again how far that sun is now blocked. Looking good indeed. Look how beautiful that is, isn't it? So that's where we are at now. So we have 2 views of total Spain, basically 3 technically, but
Esta. Más que. Izquierda, derecha.
boom, dark. Just saw from one of the cameras there. I am working behind the scenes with everything that's going on right now. So I'm in control of searching views now, which is kind of crazy. Once again, we are 6 minutes off from totality here. And I believe it's probably earlier in one of the zones. I think this is around the coast of Spain here. This is around the coast of Spain, so it might be earlier, but from the location in Teruel, Spain, it should be about 5 minutes out. But indeed, it's going to be earlier here in another zone. I believe... is that actually the mountaintop? So the beach is gonna get... Huh? That doesn't make sense. So the beach is gonna get it later. The beach is gonna get it later than... I don't buy it. Anyway. I mean, we'll find out soon enough. This might be beach, though. This might be beach. I'm not sure. If this is beach, that's cool. I guess. I have no comments if this is indeed beach. I'm trying to say the B word again. I mean, it's almost totality here. Which one is that?
Oh my god, this is
It's almost totality here. Hold on, let's get the countdown over. Here we go. Let's listen in. And there's totality. And there's that corona you see of the sun. It's very cool to see. Look at that.
Voy.
Now, this eclipse is in total 1 minute and 54 seconds, I believe. Look at that. That is the beach side, so I was right. Let's listen in because it's happening as well here. Okay, so it's happening now in Tyrol, Spain as well. I mean, we should be close now, I guess. So it's happening earlier than my timing said. So let's just see. Oh, and there it comes out the other side on the beach side here. So let's see it now happen in Tyrol, Spain. Could be wrong. I think it is this one. Yeah, there we go. All right. Look how dark it's getting there. There we go. So this is the right location. Now it's happening. So apologies for the confusion there. 40 seconds until totality. I got it correct this time. So I believe the other feed was delayed indeed. But there we go. Now we got the real deal. So this is going to be cool. Oh, there we go. And there's totality here. This time for real.
Esto no lo volvemos a ver, ¿eh? Es muy fuerte. Pero mira cómo se ve. Así. Ahora mira, mira que hay un puntito rojo.
That's awesome sauce.
Un puntito rojo. Qué fuerte.
So this is going to be the last, I believe, 50 more seconds. 5-0. Here comes the diamond ring. Wow. All right. And that is the solar eclipse 2026. Once again, awesome sauce.
Mira, vamos a poder ver aquí la fase de retirada, que en otros puntos de Aragón no se van a ver, porque está tan bajo que estamos tardando en volver, pero en otros sitios no van a poder ver toda la retirada.
That was a very cool shot from ISA capturing the solar eclipse. You really saw the corona there. Might have to look back at it, but that was insanely cool. Just 20 minutes later than in the I can see it looks much brighter now in the Netherlands. It's less dim. So that's cool. That's cool. Oh wow, good shot. The drones really did their work this time. That is absolutely magnificent. Like it actually, that was actually awesome. It did its work this time. That was just, by definition, cool. I mean, I guess that's it. That is the 2026 solar eclipse from we didn't really see from North America and a little bit of Iceland. So let's just say we saw it from, at least I saw it from the Netherlands and Spain. I believe Iceland was captured on there. Oh, look at that. That's cool.
Sí, pues luego lo hemos repetido. Oye,
¿vas a entrevistar?
Alba, ¿quién la ha contado tú, no? La has contado muy bien, ¿eh? La has contado genial.
Ha sido espectacular.
Qué pasada.
Ha sido genial, ¿eh? Es una pasada.
Sí, sí. Pues nada.
Qué emoción, qué emoción. O sea, al principio pensaba...
The sun coming through. That was absolutely amazing there.
How was it? How did you feel? Well, fantastic, fantastic. I mean, the experience once in a lifetime. It was incredible. Yeah. You can guess what it's going to be like, but at the end you have to live it. And with Brian May there.
And there you can see the sun.
It was incredible, yeah.
Just pass through, but indeed very incredible to see that solar eclipse, even if it's just me sitting here watching a screen. It's still magnificent, and I cannot imagine how it will feel in real life whenever I get to experience that. I'm sure I will sometime. I mean, big tip, y'all should watch it as well sometime if you have the chance to, if you haven't already. It's so magnificent. Like, I can already tell from the views I'm seeing here. Like, even as the sun is about to set in about what it is, 1 hour, 30 minutes. Still odd to see, and for sure in this condition, like pre-sunset and then the solar eclipse. That's sick. And a chance to see the corona of the sun as well, so. Alright, well, I think that will conclude our coverage here on 2 streams. My stream and Bravo Yankee Tango stream. The TGG clean feed will still be running for probably 20 more minutes until we cut that off to here. Just not to make anyone confused, it has already ended. But yeah, we'll run the clean feed stream for just 20 more minutes. If you want to stick around there, you can. And until then, I guess we will be ending our coverage here today. next time we will be back will be a very, very cool one. I would say a very cool one. It is the Falcon 9 launching the USSF 366 mission, or 366. I would rather say, I just didn't know how to say it. But we will be back there. That's in a few days from now, on the 15th of August. So that will be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until then, we'll see you next time.
Allumage 2 ESR, décollage.
And lift off.